Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone makes you doubt your own reality or memories. They might say things like, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things," to make you question your sanity. Over time, you start to mistrust your perception of events and rely on the manipulator for the truth. This tactic gives the manipulator control over your reality, making you more dependent on them and less confident in your judgment. Love bombing. Love bombing occurs when someone overwhelms you with excessive affection, attention, and gifts to gain control over you. At first, it feels like you're being adored and cherished, which creates a strong emotional bond. However, this intense affection is a tactic to quickly build dependence. Once you are emotionally invested, the manipulator's behavior often changes, and they start to use your attachment to control you, making you feel obligated to meet their demands. Triangulation. Triangulation involves bringing a third person into the relationship to create jealousy or rivalry. For instance, a manipulator might tell you that someone else thinks you're wrong or that another person is interested in them. This creates confusion and insecurity as you start to doubt your standing in the relationship. The manipulator uses this tactic to make you compete for their attention and approval, which increases their control over you by making you more dependent on their validation. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is when someone refuses to communicate with you, ignoring your attempts to talk or resolve issues. This can make you feel abandoned, anxious, and desperate for their attention. The manipulator uses this tactic to punish you and to regain control in the relationship. By withholding communication, they make you more likely to comply with their demands to avoid feeling isolated and rejected. Projection. Projection is when someone accuses you of having the negative traits or behaviors that they themselves possess. For example, a manipulator who is untrustworthy might constantly accuse you of lying or cheating. This shifts the focus away from their own flaws and puts you on the defensive. By projecting their issues onto you, the manipulator avoids taking responsibility for their actions and keeps you preoccupied with defending yourself. Blame shifting. Blame shifting is when a manipulator refuses to take responsibility for their actions and instead blames you for everything. If they make a mistake, they'll twist the situation to make it seem like it's your fault. This tactic keeps you on the defensive and feeling guilty, making it easier for them to control you. By constantly shifting blame, the manipulator undermines your confidence and makes you doubt your own actions and decisions. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping involves making you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault or are unreasonable. A manipulator might say things like, "If you loved me, you would do this," or "I can't believe you would hurt me like that." This tactic exploits your emotions to get you to do what they want. By making you feel guilty, the manipulator can control your actions and decisions, making you more likely to comply with their demands to alleviate your guilt. Coercive control. Coercive control is a pattern of behavior aimed at dominating and controlling another person. It can include isolating you from friends and family, monitoring your activities, and controlling your finances. The goal is to make you completely dependent on the manipulator, stripping away your independence and self-esteem. By controlling various aspects of your life, the manipulator ensures that you rely on them for everything, making it difficult to leave the relationship. Mirroring. Mirroring is when a manipulator mimics your behaviors, interests, and values to create a false sense of connection and trust. By pretending to be just like you, they make you feel understood and valued. This tactic builds a strong emotional bond quickly, making you more likely to trust and open up to them. Once you are emotionally invested, the manipulator starts to reveal their true nature, using the bond they created to control and manipulate you. Playing the victim. Playing the victim is a tactic where manipulators portray themselves as the ones who are always wronged or mistreated. This can make you feel sorry for them and guilty for causing them distress. By positioning themselves as the victim, they can manipulate you into doing what they want out of pity or guilt. This tactic also shifts attention away from their own negative behaviors and makes you feel responsible for their well-being. Understanding these psychological manipulation tactics can help you identify and protect yourself from being controlled by others. Recognizing these behaviors in your relationship